Well, the 2021 Form 1 selection process saw the over 1 million 2020 KCPE candidates secure slots in various secondary schools across the country. The process has, however, thrown some parents and pupils into confusion after they missed their schools of choice. Education Affairs reporter Andrine Kilemi highlights the glitches in the selection process, factors contributing to it, as well as possible solutions to the problem.
Mumo Faith Kawe.
The Form 1 selection exercise has for many years faced plenty of challenges, and this year was not any different. Various candidates and parents have expressed their dissatisfaction with the schools they were placed in.
Tuko Meru, but ameitwa Kirinyaga shule na shule ingine ameitwa Nairobi. Sasa ile shida iko, ile shule alikuwa amejaza hakuweza kuitwa huku Meru. Sasa hiyo imekuwa shida kwa sababu once sisi make kulipa, kuna fare, kuna mambo ingine inakuanga shule, kunaweza kushomeka, but unaona mtoto hata make kurudi Meru.
16-year-old Spencer Wangila, a 2020 KCPE candidate from Misiku Primary School in Webuye, is not sure whether he will be joining the rest of his mates in high school. Wangila, who scored 370 marks, was hoping to join a boys' school, but instead was placed in Narumoru Girls High School in Nyeri County.
Tokea ilipotoka wazazi wangu walienda kuchukua result slip na ikajulikana kwamba nilikuwa nimeandikwa msichana.
SMS baada ya kutumanisha ikiniambia kwamba mwanafunzi wangu ameitwa katika shule ya wasichana ya Narumoru katika kaunti ya Nyeri in Rongai sub-location, na yeye ni mfulana si msichana.
So what factors contribute to this kind of confusion during the placement exercise, where learners miss their schools of choice, while others are placed in schools that are so far away from their homes?
So if Kenya High School was your first choice and the quota does not allow you to hit it, then let's say your second choice was Pangani Girls. So you have gone now to Pangani, you have been relegated to Pangani Girls, but you have gone as a second choice selection. So Pangani will prioritize people who selected it as a first choice. So you may now be driven to the third choice. Let's say the third choice was Maryhill. So you have now gone to Maryhill as your choice number 3. Maryhill will prioritize choice number 1 and 2. So that's why you find some students who have performed well being thrown far, because they were not also reasonable in the school that they selected as first selection.
Competition for top schools was among arising issues during this year's selection exercise. Statistics indicates that most candidates selected the best performing schools, whereas the schools did not have enough capacity. Nanyuki Boys High School received over 154,000 requests, whereas it has a capacity of 384 only. Other schools that recorded high number of requests include Kabianga High School, Pangani Girls High School, Nyandarua High School, Alliance Girls High School, among others. This now showing the need for creating awareness among learners and parents on factors to consider when selecting schools.
I think we need very clear guidelines from the ministry to train especially teachers who are in charge of the selection. So that, and then that guideline should involve also that teacher in that school in charge of selection having a joint meeting with the learners and their parents, so that it's a tripartite meeting. Normally you find parents don't even know which schools the child selected. And so you find things like distance. I don't know why someone in, let's say, Muranga should select a school in West Pokot. And you see, it could just be that the child thinks, West Pokot sounds good, and they want to go far. But you see, the parent also will bear a cost of travel and the cost of emergency in case anything happens when the child is very far.
This even as teachers are urged to create more resting time for learners this season when the education calendar has greatly been affected, leaving learners with minimal time to complete their studies.
If there was a policy, I think, to release at this time, would be the sleep policy that for instance, students don't sleep for less than 8 hours. Because when you have slept enough, then you have less stress, to pull through the day.
The 2020 KCPE candidates will remain in books as having been the first cohort ever to join school media following the disruption of education calendar occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. Andrina Kilemi, TV 47.